I think the devil invented the concept of writing to make us suffer because it is actually the worst thing on earth. Everything I write, I'm like, this is shit. I'm trying to write 50,000 words in 2 weeks because I'm insane, and also I've been procrastinating way too fucking much, so now I don't have any time. Everything that comes out is bullshit.
I got headed and they be like, we hear this shit, we be like, to the window, I thought you knew. For the moment we kissed on the beach, I thought you knew.
Why did you throw it all away?
You look really well.
I know. It's classic me. Came to college and got pretty.
Oh, you're always pretty. Very pretty.
I hate you for what you did, and I miss his love for you is true. But does he know you call me when he sleeps? Or does he know the pictures that you keep? There's a thicker than water, blood runs thicker than water, blood runs thicker than water. We both feel the same when your eyes are closed.
Refugee way in the cut with my twin, we be vibing. Classy bitch, but they know I be outside with it.
I don't even know your last name or your birthday.
My birthday is September 7th.
Doesn't surprise me that you're a Virgo. Next.
Meadows, baby. Our last name is Meadows.
Yours. Don't get ahead of yourself. You'll be expected to beg.
I love to beg.
So I read the spicy romance about a woman and her sentient pillow. If I had a nickel for every time I read an erotic short story on Kindle Unlimited about a woman falling in love with a sentient element of her apartment that is magically sentient for reasons that are so bizarre and out of left field, a way that you could never predict, and then gained a human form in order to protect her from her creepy predatory landlord, and also gains that happily ever after through murder, I'd have 2 nickels. This isn't even written by the same woman who wrote the Door romance, although they do seem to be author friends, which made all the sense in the world. So here's the story. Anne has what I can only assume to be contamination OCD. She has a thing about germs and smells and sweat that comes off of human skin. And so because of that, she doesn't really socialize with people in person. She has a lot of online friends, but she doesn't like interacting much with her coworkers. As soon as she's done with work, she clocks out and goes straight home. She also can never see herself getting into any sort of romantic or physical relationship with any three-dimensional living human person. Animated characters, however. Anne loves anime, and Anne really loves Black Butler. Is the title ever explicitly said? No. But I know it! Here's what Anne doesn't know. Her favorite pillow on her bed at home is alive and also madly in love with her. Now, I know what you may be thinking. Gracie, is this pillow also the son of Zeus? To that I say, no, you idiot. It is made up of the magical feathers of a dead phoenix. There was a phoenix that fell in love with a goose and died and reincarnated as a goose. Where did the phoenix come from? I don't know. But then the goose got cooked. Boo! And the feathers made its way into a pillow, maintaining a magical spark that was just enough to bring it to life, but not let it do much else. Here's the thing, on top of that other thing, the pillow has the capacity to gain more power in order to shapeshift and take on a more desirable physical form. And this is where we get into the scenes that will quite literally haunt my nightmares for, I think, the rest of my life. The pillow has the ability to take life force from other living creatures, and needs to take life in order to have life, I guess. And right now, the only life that it really has access to is Anne, the love of his life, who he would never harm or take life force from. And like random bugs, like a fly, who'll just he'll just fly in. Pillow is growing stronger and stronger by the day, but also very, very slowly. Until one day, one of Anne's really creepy coworkers shows up at her apartment and then just like lets himself in and tries to like get it on with her. And he sits on her bed, trying and failing to convince her to just like sleep with him while she's literally crying. And the moment his hand touches that pillow, the pillow like latches on magically and sucks the life force out of this man. And as traumatic as it is enough for the pillow to start transforming himself into a man. Not quickly though, cause okay, Anne comes home while the transformation is still happening, and he's described as being like unfinished in the most horrific way. He's fully formed from the waist down, with like pants and everything. But then his torso is a pillow, his head is another pillow, his arms are more pillows, the top pillow has a face, and then Anne faints, which like, so true. He gets to look kind of like a normal person, but he tells her that he really only exists to love her, which is such an ick for me. I'm sorry. I said it with the door, I'm saying it again. I don't like that trope. Have some independence. Disagree on something, I don't know. But since he can transform his body however he wants, and he exists for Anne, he can modify his body to Anne's very specific, like, specifications. And so he models himself after Sebastian from Black Butler. And then also can change the shape of a certain something during the act. And you know what? I don't care if this comes off as nitpicky or unreasonable given the subject matter, but there are some parts of this book that were just unrealistic and strange. Beyond, I know. But there's a scene where she's like, she realizes that she basically has like a weapon of a man who's obsessed with her. And she can like get revenge on all of her like sexual harassers and like these local sexual predators. And she quite literally is described as rubbing her hands together and going, "Wahahaha." I'm sorry. No, the suspension of disbelief can only go so far. There are such things as limitations. And you've crossed them. You've destroyed them. You've left them in the dust. I also just have a pet peeve about authors adding random disabilities to like creepy villainous figures in order to enhance their creepiness. Her predatory like weird landlord has a glass eye, and the description is thrown in as like a list of things that make him like visually unsettling. And it's not a major thing. It is still something. This is my TikTok page. I'm gonna talk about it. I also think the ending of the book is so weird and unsettling, like a little bit spooky scary. Like it's established that this pillow is going to need to like take life force for the rest of his life, but not too much, because if he takes too much then he'll be fully human, and then he cannot transform his body however he wants. So he has to like toe the line for the rest of his life in order to like be at peak existence, I guess, for Anne. But he does kill, and he probably will kill again. I think Anne as a main character is like fine. I have to question her attraction to this man who like had long hair covering one eye while he bit his lip at her. Like, yeah, he's also a pillow and you're fine with that, but I need us to have like standards. Overall, 1.5 out of 5. And the only reason why I'm really rating it that high is because, you know, I love to see a predator like die, you know?